There are walls that separate, and there are those who listen. This one did both. She heard it every night through that thin wall, noises filtered through like a forbidden wave, muffled moans, a slow then rapid rhythm, sighs that ended in silence, a secret music played behind a plaster wall, invisible but vibrant. At first, she pretended not to hear anything. Then, she began to listen, really listen, as if these sounds were meant for her ears alone, as if that wall weren't a barrier but a messenger, and she counted 3 minutes and 17 seconds on average. That was how long it took for the tension to rise, explode, fall again, before the silence returned thick and almost frustrating. That evening, she knocked on his door. Not angrily, not hesitantly either, just firmly, like someone who had made a silent decision long ago. He opened it. A shadow smiled across his face, not surprised, almost tender, as if he knew she would come, as if he too had been counting the nights. Plumbing problem? His voice was deeper than it had been behind the wall, closer, more real. No, she murmured, sliding a hand between them. Soundproofing problem. He looked at her then, really, and something in his expression changed. This wasn't just a neighbor anymore. This was an accomplice, a conspirator in a game they had never named. He pulled her inside. The apartment smelled of warm wood, aged leather, and whiskey. A grand piano sat in the middle of the room, black and shiny like an unfulfilled promise. Its white keys seemed to be holding their breath. He sat down on them, touched the keys without playing. Just a few isolated notes like words you try out before speaking. "You were listening," he said without looking at her, "so you know what I like." She knew. Oh yes, she knew. She knew his habits, his silences, his breaths. She had learned to recognize each of his sighs. She could have guessed when he stopped to take a sip of something, when he caught his breath, when he finished. But now it was different. Now he was here, in the flesh, and she could finally touch what she had only imagined. When he pushed her against the wall, their wall, the one that had betrayed all her secrets, she ripped off her blouse. The buttons rolled onto the parquet floor like lost thoughts. Unimportant. "Show me," she gasped, "why 3 minutes is never enough." He laughed, low, dark, a laugh that resonated as much in the room as in her chest. Then he bit her shoulder, gently, hard enough to be a reminder. This wasn't a dream, nor an accident. This was intentional, desired. The piano resonated as he lifted her onto it. The strings vibrated under their weight. The wood groaned under their movements. The music finally took all the space it deserved. This time, she counted something